I'm sure you guys don't want to see that intro twice, cool as it is, but happy Wednesday, everybody. We are back. The No Remorse Show always is 8:30 Central. We're getting this going tonight with a new guest to us, somebody we don't know all that well. We're going to get to know him extremely well tonight. We're going to ask him all the standard questions. Who are you? What do you do? What's your background and what you got going? But we'll get to that shortly here. Touch on all the stuff we've done lately. I've got some technical difficulties with my camera. You guys are going to get green blobs and stuff floating around my head for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it's doing that tonight, but we're just going to fight through this stuff. So um, we're back. We're doing this once more. Everybody knows the deal on the trivia. Jamie's going to listen real close. Jamie's going to listen close and pick out a trivia question from the show for you folks at the end. Get your $10 in the pot. You can spend that on whatever you want. We know the deal at this point, and can't thank everybody enough for coming back out. It's always good to see everybody. Not going to burn a ton of time, except we do have to throw in the weekly Hilton Head Exotics. Do not buy stuff from them. Complete fraud, jerk face, whatever you want to call them. Lies, cheats, steals, whatever you want to say. Hilton Head Exotics, everybody. Screw those dudes. All right. And we're moving on to see who's out in the chat tonight.
Yes. 1 second.
All right, let's do this. We got Josh right out of the gate. Good to see Josh as always. Appreciate you. Got Ro, previous guest, an awesome guy, man. That guy's all over the place. WizTang member, actually co-host on that Saturday Night Mania. Got James Perry, James P. Good to see you, JNS Exotics. Appreciate it, James. Got Vance with Blue Zombie Morphs. He is the meme king. Just get hooked up with him on Instagram and get all of the humor you need in a pretty fast fire method. We got Will over at Will's Hella Heat. We were just talking with Jamie backstage, looking for you on his trip down through that Kentucky area, and missed you. But good to see you out here, Will. Appreciate it. That Shauna Kana, that's the backstage. Oh, what do we want to call her? The pedal pusher and the producer, I guess, over at the Fat Man Nation. I think she's doing that with Chris now. So good to see you, Shauna.
Yeah.
There's Kike. Hope everything's well over there. Hope things are improving on your side. Send all your thoughts and prayers that direction. Hopefully we get to see him on Saturday. Sounded like he might be able to sneak up to Daytona and meet everybody. Then we got Stan, Sea of Serpents. Stan's always in here too. Awesome support. RWO guy. Hope to hook up with him this weekend too. Daytona's going to be wild, man. It's going to be wild. We got Greg.
So
it is. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast. We got Greg over at Reptiles. Appreciate you, Greg. Greg and TJ. I always see Greg in here, but I'm sure they're both watching. We got Jay at Green Line Morphs. Jay, appreciate you coming out too. Been here almost every week. Oh, and we get to the folks every time. We got Connie and Tim. Tim's probably right in here soon. That's our folks. That's Mom, and she's just checking on the kids. Make sure we're still here, still doing what we're doing. And there's her far inferior counterpart there, Tim. I always got to give Tim a tough time, but he's a pretty darn good guy too. We got Don D. You know what happens when Don D comes in the house? Gotta get his own little theme music going. Appreciate you, Don. All the hearts and purple shades. Appreciate the support. We got Jose over at Edge of Panic. We just got this guy in today. It's a fantastic shirt. Next Level t-shirts. Great quality. I mean, these things are super nice. He isn't slacking on the back, but I'll throw something out of my back if I try to turn around and show you. So I'm going to skip on that. But trust me, it's cool back there. And then we got H&H in the house too. Good to see them. I think they've been in a couple weeks now. I don't know. It looks familiar anyways. Maybe they came in to see Jamie, but I think they've stopped in before. They look familiar. And we got last week's guest halfway to Daytona. He's driving. You be careful, mister. You just get there in one piece because we're looking forward to shaking your hand down there. Great guest and a great guy, Chris, over at BNS for sure. Appreciate it. We got James B, the James brothers. I think they cruise around together. James B and James P must just be two sides of the same fence. They're in everything together. You see one, you see the other. Appreciate you, James. Jason Opelt coming up next too. Old family friend. He's in here every damn week. I don't know how. No, he must get a kick out of laughing at Jamie's hot seat, maybe.
Yeah.
We got the Pink Panther in the house. We need to queue up some Pink Panther music for Sammy too.
Yeah, that
He's
would
in
be
here
awesome.
every week. But looking forward to seeing all the pink shirts down there this weekend too. Yeah, we got Ashley and Nikita over at Pipstalkers. Appreciate these two for sure. We got a couple snakes from them through auctions and things. They're doing all the hypo stuff over there. If you need anything hypo related, that should be your first stop, probably. Got some crazy stuff. Super nice people besides. Appreciate it. Oh, we got Tim over at PNF. Tim's jumping around in all the different stuff too. I think he's a Wiztang clan member. He's kind of all over the place. So appreciate you, Tim. Thanks for stopping in, man. And there's the guy. There's Chris. Chris is coming up on the show toward the end of August here. It's 2 or 3 weeks out. Wanted to grab him up before Daytona, but we got all kinds of stuff planned for Chris.
It's gonna be so
He's
funny.
he might be shocked a little bit. Seems so calm natured, but I think we'll get him a little riled up if we can. Probably not. He's not going to give a shit. Who am I kidding? Then we got Ashley and Bailey over there, and I think it's Chris. Is it Chris? That's the
dad.
The husband. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And that one I never see. I see Ashley and Bailey all the time. But appreciate you guys. They're coming up next week. That'll be a fun show too. See what they got going on. So appreciate you guys, 100%.
I'm scrolling.
Are you
patient,
scrolling and just about winding down?
Uh-huh.
I'm anxious to get
double
Jamie
dipping.
in here and
Double dipping.
Who do we have double? Oh man, he's double dip. The guest is double dipping. He must be anxious to get out here and get on cam. So on that note, appreciate you piping in twice, Jamie. Bump those chat numbers for us. But let's get him out here. What do you think, guys? Put Jamie to the back. Oh, Grandma's kids. We're going to say hi to them too. Appreciate you. They're all over the place.
There's just a couple more. I'm almost to the bottom.
Okay, you slowed down in the middle there, and we have to say hi to Charlie. Charlie's amazing. We just sent off a bunch of sheds again to him, and it's instantaneous communication. Lets us know, hey, I got them. This is how they came out. Even let us know right in the middle of our damn live show last week one of the results. So you can't get better service than that. We got Jameel from Royal Serpents. Appreciate you too, Jameel. See him all over the place. Thanks for stopping out. Eric's Morph Factory. Appreciate you too. This guy is also a huge part of the community. Every show I go to, he's in that chat throwing up deuces to everybody. And there's one of the kingpins right there, T Keys. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for T Keys telling us, yeah, man, just get out there and do it. If it looks dumb, it is what it is, but get out there and do it. The only way you're going to do it is 10 toes in. So
okay.
Appreciate you, T. All right, let's get this on the road. Pop Jamie in here. Jamie, you're going to go backstage, run some questions. If you guys have anything you want to run past Jamie while he's out here, throw them in there. We will try to get to them. I tend to just ramble on, so I do miss a lot of that. I apologize ahead, but if I see it and I catch it, I will make sure I put it up there. Jason will do the same. He'll keep me honest. Jamie, are you ready backstage back there? He is ready. All right, here we go, guys. Everybody welcome Jamie from Rising Phoenix Serpents. Jamie, appreciate you coming out.
Hey, guys.
We got a little bit of a delay.
How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for coming in.
Doing good.
Yep. See if it catches up here. Looks like it's pretty good now. It's got a little delay, Jamie.
Yep, just paused for a minute, at least on my end. Maybe not so much in the live, but everything well? You're doing well, I assume?
I'm doing real well tonight. Yeah, today was a good day. Sun was out. Makes me happy.
Good. That's all we can ask for in the end, right? Well, we're going to go ahead and start right out of the gate with the general stuff. I know a lot of people out here are going to know your background story and who you are, how long you've been at it, that kind of stuff. But you want to give a real brief overview of your company and what your goals and plans are, at least how this got started for you?
Sure. We started in 2012. I started under a different company name with a partner. It didn't work out as well as I had hoped. So we kind of parted ways. And that person took the company name and went with them. And that's where Rising Phoenix Reptiles was born. Phoenix was the name of my son's first snake. So I kind of did a little play off of his first snake and the whole Rising Phoenix thing, me rising up hopefully within the industry as best as I can.
Sure.
And, just started buying a couple snakes here and there, bought what we liked and looked good, bought a couple recesses. I know that apparently those are important.
That's the word on the street, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm fortunate that everybody I've met has been super helpful and super uplifting and super, wants to help to see me succeed as much as they do everybody else. I have Chris Hernan, who's basically a neighbor to my east. He was a huge help, and I immediately started buying a couple of his snakes and educated me on really what I should be looking for in Orange Dream.
Okay.
I have other people directly north of me, Kate from H&H, who's a huge help as well, and just a good friend to have. And everybody else I've met, from Wiz to Tiki's to KG, Troy from Best Dressed Balls. Everybody I've met has been super helpful and given me advice on what to look for. Obviously, do your own thing and do what makes you happy, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm buying snakes that I think look good and are pretty to me. I like black and white, like the Xanthic and Pandapides. I love orange, which is why I got Chris's high intensity Orange Dream, and then I got into the Mandarin. And now there's a few other dreams that I'm starting to bring in that I think are going to look phenomenal with Mandarin and bring that orange level to another level and just intensify it.
Nice. Okay. And man, what a benefit to have somebody like Hernan so close to you, especially with your taste. I mean, if you're liking orange, you can't get a better source than that right next to you. And
No,
to be able to
he's
work
nailed it, taking it
close.
to the next level.
Yeah, that last couple releases he's popped out there are just insane. I've never seen orange like that in a ball python. Gets close, but nothing quite that deep, and I don't know what you want to say, pure orange. It's pretty wild. So yeah, that's a great start, and really sounds like you've got all the right people and contacts as a start for yourself. At least I know you're kind of into this a little ways, but what great resources, right? I mean, all those people you mentioned are fantastic resources. So awesome, man. That's one way to get going right out of the gate. So would you say that's probably your biggest project or your biggest focus is the orange with the Orange Dream and the Mandarin stuff, or
Probably. Uh, I would say the Mandarin is probably the first number one focus that, I fell in love with that right away and started bringing it in. Kind of before people were starting to get into it. I know there was a lot of controversy around Mandarin because there's a lot of fake Mandarin out there. And I've known people, Chris being one of them, that bought some fake Mandarin and it almost, he washed his hands of it. But as we started getting into it and talking to it and finding more stuff, and getting stuff directly from Piet over from Newton Reptiles, it helped out him and it got him back into it. And then myself and Chris finding out that Piet was getting out of ball pythons altogether, we kind of pooled our resources and got as many snakes as we could possibly afford between the two of us of the Mandarin. And we're able to bring in not only some hatchlings for the future, but also a whole bunch of adults, which really forwarded all of my projects 2 years at least.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. And right from the source, I mean, of the best Mandarin stuff out there. So, yeah, the fake Mandarin thing went around for quite a while, and I think a lot of that too could have just been really poor examples. I mean, I'm sure there was a mix that they weren't Mandarin at all, but there's probably some just not so great ones floating around. That may be just not something you want to work with or try to push through your collection, right? So if you got into the right line, it sounds like that grab when Piet got out. How did that go down? Was that just a 50-50 split with you guys, or do you go in and you kind of calculate who's getting what? Or
He gave us a list of what he had available,
Mhm.
and we kind of just picked and chose what each other wanted and what we could afford. And he wanted a super male. He had one, so Chris took that one, and I got a super hypo female, which made one of the clutches that I is blowing my mind right now. It's a Mojave Super Mandarin hypo, and I paired it to a black pastel hypo hat puzzle. And I just got the reports back this past week because we sent in some of the sheds from the babies that the dad was 100% hypo or puzzle, excuse me.
Nice.
So now I'm waiting. Who I know Charlie's on, and who knows, maybe I'll hear tonight if my other 4 babies got puzzle in them.
Okay, well, we'll have our Jamie keep a close eye on that if Charlie does have an update for you.
Yeah.
We'll pop it up, maybe do some confetti pops and stuff like that. But hopefully that's the case. Yeah, you pull for those odds, right? But so we touched on how you kind of got going, but we didn't really touch on time frame. So like, how far into this are you? And you can include the group, prior to your splitting off from the previous party, whatever. But like overall time frame, are you on like 5th, 6th year?
We bought our first snakes in 2022.
Oh man, okay.
Well, actually, 2021 we bought our first snakes, and then they were gifts for the kids basically. And then 2022, the January is when we kind of started getting into it. I got the Panda Pied, got some snakes from Tony at Hardwired, and then 2023 is when kind of things took a turn, but it wasn't a turn necessarily, bad for myself. It just took a turn, and we separated the companies. And in 2023, I focused on getting as many adults as I possibly can to, like I said, fast forward everything and really not just watch the snakes grow and continue feeding them and cleaning their bins, but I actually wanted to produce some snakes and see what I could do. 2023, gotcha. I did produce some snakes. They're just not what I wanted. They were a good practice for that first year. And then this year, I'm actually producing some things that are appealing to the eye and things that will take hopefully everything to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
From that now, I'm having to breed my own rats, which is not my favorite thing to do. But, it's part of the nature of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I anticipate I was going to try to get 12 to 15 clutches this year. Right now I'm by 5, and I got probably 5 or 6 more girls that are potential, but everything for myself as well as the rest of the industry all seems like it's going on slow motion this year.
Yeah, definitely did for us. I think at this point we were almost done last year, but we've still got, I think, 7 maybe left to go, 7 or 8, but we're sitting at 11 or 12 right now. But like last year, we didn't do as many, but we were already wrapped up and done. I mean, everything was at least in the incubator at this point. We still got girls building sitting at, 25 millimeter. We're like, what in the world? Why is this, sitting at late August and we're just now getting stuff rolling? So I think it is pretty well industry wide, at least everybody we talk to.
Yeah, I mean, like I had Ultramel Pied project going on. Yeah, I was going to say I got an Ultramel Pied project going on just because it was kind of a side project until some of the girls grew, and all 4 of the girls are huge, but nobody's laid anything yet. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So are you doing the ultrasounding with that, or are you just?
I do have an ultrasound. I haven't done it recently, just because I've been so busy. This is a project I love doing the snakes, but I also have a full-time job, and I have 2 boys. One's 13 and one's 8 months old. So that kind of keeps my plate pretty full.
Yeah, I would say.
Once I get them to bed at night is when I come downstairs and I either clean bins or feed or attend to all the things that need to be done. So
Sure.
everybody says, do I get enough sleep because of the baby? The baby sleeps like a dream. It's all the rest of the stuff I got to do.
Yeah.
You're fortunate there. I mean, ours did not go that way, or at least mine didn't. He was up pretty well every night, most of the night. So I can see that going both ways. But fortunate on that little guy. In 8 months, you said that's a pile of work, man. At that age, you do absolutely everything at that point.
It's a whole lot of fun, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
ultrasound, it takes some time to go through and do that, and maybe not as important depending on how you're pairing your males up. Where I see the big benefit is when we've got a couple males that we're pairing up with, a whole bunch of different females. So if you know kind of where they're at, you can save some stress on that little guy. Just not put them in there till you get up to the right follicle sizes.
I try to keep an eye on things as best as I can and watch their behaviors and whatnot and see what they're doing. So,
yeah.
Once again, it's a lot of the things I've learned just from talking to people in the industry and what to look for. I started watching YouTube as much as I possibly can. Excuse me. But most of what I've learned is just from now talking to people and trying to retain all of the information that all these people are giving me.
Yeah.
I probably talk to Will from Will's Heli Heat on a nightly basis, just to shoot the shit and talk and see what's going on.
Right,
Sure.
right. And Will's not only a comical guy, but he knows what the heck's going on too. I mean,
He does. He knows his genes pretty well.
Absolutely. Yep. 100%. David, welcome. Appreciate you. Yeah, and you did mention, okay, so we're talked a little bit on the orange stuff, the Mandarin, the Orange Dream, hypo, stuff like that, but you talked about doing some Xanthic as well. What line of Xanthic are you working with?
So I like TSK.
Okay.
I was thinking about, and I even did play with the idea of doing TSK and VPI at one point in time so I could run my own test. But space is a premium, as everybody knows. So the one female VPI that I had, I actually just sold last week, and I'm just going to focus on the TSK. I have all females right now. I have Xanthic Pieds, 2 females there, and then I have 2 Xanthic clowns. And I'm going to kind of mess with those a little bit as I dive into this. And over the next 6 months or so, I'm going to try to look for a banger male that will work maybe for all 4 of those, and see what I can do.
Clown Pied combo. Gotcha. Yeah, in the TSK, I don't think is as worked as, well, it might be.
It's not. Most of Bob Krupe was doing it before he passed, and then JD is really probably the biggest name, and that's 2 of the Pied girls are both from him.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, and not necessarily the best thing to be in the biggest market of those, but I think of the 3-4 different types, I think it is one of the less worked, which is kind of nice. Gives you your own little pocket to kind of sit in when you do produce things, right? So
it also, I think, has just been found out that it's compatible with the black Xanthic as well.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Interesting to see some of that stuff go on. The black Xanthic, I think, at least from what we've seen, tends to do more of that blacking out later than what we've seen in the straight labeled TSK. If they are the same, I gotta think that those lines were really bred into just themselves for a while to get that drastic a difference, because they don't look that alike as adults, at least in a lot of combos, Again, I think that's just from being divergent so long. They've kind of developed their own tendencies, even though they're completely compatible, right? But weird to see that happen. But line breeding's a thing. More people should focus on that for sure. Look at results like Hernan and his orange stuff. It's proof positive. It definitely works. Grab your best examples and push that forward.
And that's where he got where he's at. I mean, that's where he took Ozzy's best of his best and just kept using it and manipulating it a little bit. Ozzy has beautiful snakes too. and I can't complain about anything there. I have some of his puzzles.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Really nice puzzle stuff. What are you sitting at for numbers, Jamie? Like overall collection size, and where would you like that to be? Do you feel pretty good where you're sitting number wise? Just
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm already bigger than I thought I was going to be.
okay.
I got to about 50, and I imagine I was going to get to probably somewhere around 100. I counted last week, and I'm at 150. And then
Okay.
I just bought another snake last week, and it got delivered this morning.
Nice.
So I'm like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah.
If I see something I like and I want it, and I buy it. And I'm not out of room yet, so I still have vacancies for the hatchlings, and I still have another rack over here for adults that I can manure everything and fill that, and it's got another, probably 40 spots open.
Oh, good. You're good to go for a little bit.
This whole rack behind me is what I've been focusing on, and it's got to grow up. So I'm not going to fill that up. These are going to move over here as they start growing up, and then as they start having babies, then I can fill that up. But those are all hopefully the future of Rising Phoenix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What I want to build, the black pastel mandarins and Mojave mandarins. I got, desert ghost, spot nose leopards, hypos right there. A lot of black pastel ghost clowns, strangers, hurricane.
Nice. So you got
the one I just got this past week was an acid jaguar, orange dream.
I'd like to see some jaguar stuff coming along. I do see more of it. I noticed Juan over at Windy Cities just put up a very pretty jag. Don't see that much jaguar, but yeah. So I'd like to see more of that. Honestly, I haven't seen enough combos to make a really, educated decision on whether that's a direction for us to go or not. But I like what I've seen. So, and Kate's giving you a tough time. She says, "Come get your snake." Says you still got one sitting over there.
That snake's not done working yet.
Yeah. She said, "Don't forget that one." So you got 151 technically. It's just not.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
not.
Well, 152 is the one I got this morning and the one she's got.
Okay. Yeah, we won't touch too hard on your accuracy on counts, but rats, you mentioned you do them, but you're not a fan. You're not liking that side of things, huh?
It's not as fun. The snakes, you can create and dream and try to achieve your vision. The rats is just a means to an end where, you're throwing them in a bed and you're giving them food and you clean their poop up and, they're not like my dog. They're not showing me affection that I want.
You got to be more imaginative. When you go in there, you got to be like, oh, look at this one has a brown eyebrow, and see if you can get brown eyebrowed one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm imaginative when I think how cute they are. I'll be like, oh, you're really cute. You're going to be very tasty for this guy today.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's just, like I said, it's a means to an end. I don't mind it. I never minded. When we started this, I started very small quantity, and I didn't mind cleaning the rats. It's just when I walk into the room now and I got, 30, 35 colonies or so, it's just a lot to clean, especially in a night or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. And that just gets to be probably more time consumption than the snakes themselves. I mean, honestly, when we go to do that side of it, it feels like that is the time burner. Absolutely necessary, right? But it's probably the least enjoyable part of it. And we love having them here. We're glad that we have that supply, but man, I would gladly hand that off to someone, let them do their thing if they enjoyed it. But
yeah, I haven't found that person yet.
No, no, same.
No, I was in a chat, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and I was talking to somebody. Someone needs to create a business that will come out and take all my dirty bins and just fill them all clean bins in there, and then take them away and clean them somewhere else off site.
The rat fairy.
Paying that person.
The rat fairy, did you say? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
sweet, wouldn't it? Just a mobile van service that comes in and hauls all your rat tubs out.
Well, that's what somebody wanted to do that idea, and I was like, I don't know if it'll ever take off, but I would definitely pay somebody to do that.
Yeah.
Heck
Yep.
yeah. Within reason, or you might as well just buy the darn rats to begin with, right? But
I still have to buy rats because I'm not producing quite enough just to do that. And I got to go and buy mice for the little guys. So
I think Will over at Hella Heat there, he's nudging you to take that Jaguar out. He says, I know Jamie has one he can show. Is that in a state we could take a peek at that thing? If so, I'll swap over scenes here. But
it's upstairs right now. I could go get it. I just have to leave because like I said, I just got him today. So technically he's in quarantine.
Oh, okay. If you don't want him down in the room at all, I get that. Because once it's on your clothes and you start handling other stuff, that's kind of a no-no.
I imagine he's safe, but like I said, I want to stay with quarantine, so he's upstairs. There's other stuff down here I can bring out.
Okay.
Cool. I got a bang recently, so that was another one of the things that I'm bringing want to put Mandarin into.
Yep, makes sense. I'd like to see that interaction.
Trying to figure out what else I got down here. I got some that one splatter super orange dream from Chris. So if we want to see snakes, I got a bunch enough down here. I think we can get. I'd love to bring the Jaguar down here because it's beautiful, but I'm not probably going to do that tonight.
No, I would not do that. And had I known, I wouldn't have even brought that up. We're going to blame Will on that. He says, "I know he's got one he can show."
He's a good scapegoat.
He said not the Jag, the other one, but then he said that's probably upstairs too.
Oh, okay. Maybe the Bang. Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, probably.
Gotcha. So the Bang is an interesting one to try to get into. That's locked down pretty well. There isn't a ton of that stuff out there, and when it does become available, it's snatched up. So I'm a little surprised to hear you grabbed one. So
I know very few people doing it in the States. Will's one, and he's helped me get into it, which is why I wanted to try to do what I can with it. I only got the one right now, but we'll get there.
Yeah. And Nathan over at Infinite Possible Pythons too, doesn't he have quite a bit of that?
Yep. Okay. He's got a couple, I think.
Yeah. He's got some nice stuff. The few that he's shown, they looked fantastic. Everybody tossed around the notion it was just some kind of a really nice pastel, but turns out it's not. It's far better. So
yeah, and as Will pointed out, as of today, it just the one I got is 100% het pied instead of just 66%.
Nice.
So
that's a huge
I got
bonus.
Probably 9 or 10 results back last night from Charlie. I'm hoping get more today, and then tomorrow he says he's going to have my stuff on my mandarins and figure out if those were puzzles. So, like I said, I was pretty excited.
Nice. Yeah, to get those positive results is fantastic, and maybe
out of everything that I've sent so far, I've only had one that didn't prove out.
Oh.
And that was only a 50% het pied. Everything else that was 66% all proved out for pied, hypo. So I'm waiting on all my puzzle stuff to come back.
Nice.
I'll be a happy camper if it all comes back the way I want it to.
Yeah,
for sure. I imagine. So on the rat side of things, are you doing purely Norwegian, or do you have ASF and mice as well, or?
Norwegian and ASF.
Okay.
No mice. The mice I have work in the area, so I can go there, check up on work, and then go, 10 minutes away and go pick up a couple of mice. So I get a couple, enough for everybody, and then feed all the little guys twice a week so I can get them bigger, stronger, faster.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we find that, honestly, we don't really see the need for the mice, maybe just in our scenario, because we have the ASF stuff is such a similar size on the small end that we're able to get stuff going on those without, goofing too much with mice. So has worked out okay for us up to this point. But prefer one or the other? I mean, I know you like the Norwegians maybe for the size.
I prefer the ASFs, but at the same point in time, the Norwegians breed faster. So they're constantly breeding and quickly. So they're always like when I go in the room, there's always babies in there. There's always different sizes in there that I can grab, especially if I didn't have time or didn't get enough. The ASS are higher protein, and they're a better meal. I mean, they're like giving crack to your, you know. So, but at the same point in time, I don't want to get all of my snakes hooked on them either, because I don't want to have somebody from California, let's say, really want one of my snakes, and the snake will only eat ASS. So I kind of go back and forth. I do have one that will only eat ASS.
Okay.
But that snake's not ever going to go anywhere.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
that snake's, her permanent home is here, and she's never going to go anywhere. She was, like I said, one of our first snakes, and she's going to be here forever.
Yeah. And that is, I mean, true 100%. The Norwegians are growing so much quicker. I mean, those things get up to size or, a large ASF so fast that definitely helps. Tommy, good to see you out here, man. Oh, we're going to switch over. If you're starting to pull some stuff, we're going to get you on.
So this is the one that I will probably always keep here. She's our panda pied. She was the first one that we got.
It's awesome.
And I mean, her
Nice.
whites are white, her blacks are black. And I've seen a lot of other panda pies out there that just are not hers.
Yeah. I just love the heads on those things. Crazy.
Yeah, she's beautiful. And I mean, she would be a kind of a picky. She always eats ASFs, but she was kind of a picky eater and only eat here and there. Over the last couple of weeks, she's just been pounding rats, and I can throw 3 or 4 in there, and she'll just pound them. So I think she's finally decided she wants to, whether it was 1,000-gram wall or what.
Yeah. How much does she weigh now?
She was just under 1,000 last time I weighed her, so I'm thinking that it might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, she could even be building. I mean, they can build at that size for sure. If she's building follicles, she'll start eating like crazy. So,
like, she grew as slow as I possibly could see a snake grow because she just was a picky eater for a long, long time.
Sure.
But I didn't want to rush her. I wanted to make sure if we ever do breed her that she's 100% mature, because I know panda pieds have their, own little kind of quirks about, I don't want to create a snake that has kinks if I can help it.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of just a roll of the dice in that particular combo. I don't know how much of that can be avoided. It's just your luck to some degree, right? But
it might have something to do with the luck. Panda pieds, from my research, you want to incubate them at a lower temperature.
A little slower grow, yeah.
Yep, and it'll help with that. I'm not saying it will prevent it, but it should help with it. And we're going to see. We're not there yet, but we'll try it and see. I have, 3 different incubators. I'd love my Wilkbanks incubator that I got this year, but that houses most of everything. So I'm probably going to keep that at the same temp and use one of the other ones for other things.
Sure. And what do you typically run? I mean, if you're just doing one of your standard pairings, you run around 88, 89. Where are you sitting?
For the incubator?
Yeah. Yep.
It's set at 91, but it holds at 88.
Okay. Gotcha.
88, 89 right in there.
Yeah, ours tends to bounce around. I want to say somewhere a little over a half a degree. It goes between about 88.3 and 88.9. Never really gets over 89, but seems to work out. Stephen Courtney, good to see you. Don't know which of the two, probably Stephen, but appreciate you coming in to support. Awesome. Yeah, the panda pied thing was always super attractive to me. It was always a great looking animal, and I steered clear of it a while back just for the difficulty. From what I understand, even hitting those odds on those things and getting a good result is tough, much less what do you have in your clutch count that turns out well for you. You know, I just
When we first got her, it started out as a pet, and that snake is kind of what helped evolve the dream for creating different things. I never
sure, yeah,
planned on being a breeder before we bought her, and the one gift for our daughter, or my girlfriend's ex's daughter, I'd never even handled snakes, didn't like them, and I
Oh,
just was uneducated about it really, and how to handle it. And I thought the same thing everybody else thinks about snakes. I mean, I didn't think they were slimy, but they just would bite and strike, and I didn't know much about them.
yeah.
sure,
I go to shows now, and I've even vended a couple local shows. I didn't sell anything the first show. I sold one the second show, but 90% of it was just educating other people on the things that I've learned and trying to, hey, these aren't bad pets. They're not bad animals, and they can be quite amazing. And then I sold the first one at a show was to a little 10-year-old girl, where her mom was super hesitant at first, and then she saw her daughter with it, and she's like, yeah, I think we can do this. And it's been spending the last like 2-3 weeks getting their setup set up at home with my help and my direction. And, I sold them some hides that I don't need anymore, because that's when we started this out. Everything we had was in visual tanks.
sure. Yeah, we did the same here. I mean, that was the point of us getting ball pythons at all, was just to look at them, enjoy them, see how pretty they are, look at their, interaction with the stuff in their tank. I mean, we did the full bioactive stuff, and they enjoyed it. They did okay, and they're definitely not an easy breeding scenario. When we decided to go that way, we're like, well, this isn't going to work. Instantly switched over, and they seem to do just as well in the racks. I don't.
I
I
actually
think
took
that's
I actually took a couple problem eaters out of those and put them into the tubs, and they started eating immediately and never stopped. So I'd say they preferred it, but
yeah, depending. I mean, each is a little individual, but certainly I don't think there's a right or wrong in that scenario. It's more what your
no.
intent is with the animal. So
As long as they're comfortable, I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, did I just pause? I'm getting weird little hitches. I think it's on my side. Maybe because I'm running this dash.
Yeah, you guys are coming in fine here.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at the chat and see if I'm missing stuff, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
trying to catch some of that too.
kind of some good points in there. So Will was saying, do you prefer 88, 89 inside the incubator or inside the tubs? And David said temperature in the bins is what's important. In his opinion, 88 to 89 could easily be 91 plus in the egg bin. So be careful.
I have more thermostats in there than I know what to do with. I got them in each bin, on each rack. Just if one fails, I have like 10 other ones as backup to make sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we do the same. We put the little Govies right in the tub. We've got thermostats on them next to the fans. It's like, I don't know. You could get 18 different readings, depending where it's sitting. But you definitely want to check the tubs, though. That's a valid point, just to be sure. Especially you reach that end, man. That temp goes up, God, degree and a half in there once they really get cooking at the end. But yeah.
So the room I have now, I blocked off the air so it doesn't come in here. I have heat in here if it's needed, so that way I can create more of an ambient temp too.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that I haven't had a sick snake with any RI since I've done that.
Yeah.
Which is a huge benefit. We didn't have a ton of them before, but we had a couple here and there. And hearing a snake sneeze and having mucus is kind of a weird thing. I mean, I know how to deal with it when I had a kid, and I developed and figured out how to deal with it now with snakes. But now that I'm hopefully preventing it so far 100%, that's great.
What kind of humidity do you have in the room?
It's I have a room humidifier in here, and it's set at 60.
Okay.
So rooms, yeah, it's about 65 in here. The humidity.
Yeah,
nice. Perfect. Yeah, it works. Getting that ambient is really nice. And plus, you're cutting down on how hard those racks are working individually on those heat strips to to do their thing and compensate. I always wonder about that. We've got some cooler areas in one of our rooms, and you go and you feel that heat strip, and that thing is really working on certain rows, right?
Yeah, I don't have as much variant from top to bottom of the racks either.
Right.
Yeah.
Helps that a ton. Yeah. So have you kind of stepped into the vending side at all, or do you find that most of your connections and networking and stuff like that is able to move animals in and out for you?
Well, like I said, I've vended 2 shows so far, locals.
Okay.
I have taken some show. I haven't vended a Tinley or Schaumburg, but Tinley I took some snakes too, and I sold some there. But that was set up prior to me really going through it. I've sold a couple off of Morphmarket. So it's kind of a little bit here and there. I probably have about 10 more snakes that I actually have to get listed on my Morphmarket page. And those are the ones that I've taken to the local shows that they don't really have a place in my collection right now. They're all upstairs and I guess their own quarantine bin because they're the ones that I've taken to shows and I don't want to even bring them back in this room.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, your first
Yeah.
clutch was last year, right? Your very first clutch?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
I had 3 clutches last year. So far this year I got 5 and hopefully more on the way. But the ones we had last year were like one was a Who's Your Daddy clutch.
Yeah, yeah.
So the one I wanted to pair is not the one that took. And then we threw another snake in there to try to help build the follicles. Well, that's the snake that took. And I still have a couple of snakes from it because they're black pastel chocolate and they were het DG, 50% het pied and 50% het hypo. That was one of the negatives that came back yesterday from Charlie. One of them proved out not het pied. So I have no idea what the rest of the sheds are. I'm still waiting on what he has to say about the rest of the stuff.
Sure. So that was my question is if you're intending to do a lot of vending, if you were specifically breeding pairs for that purpose. I mean, I know people that do 3 or 4 pairings just for their table if they're going to vend. They want, I know it sounds silly, but bells or banana combos or something that, is a little different color palette or interest for them on their table. And I'm curious if that was part of your program or not.
Not really. If I produce something to vend it like a local show, it's just by what I guess is left over. What my goal is to produce snakes that are desired snakes by everybody in the industry. And I want people like, Levance or, Justin be like, did he just produce that? I got to get that in my collection. I mean,
right.
I'm throwing out some of the biggest names who produce the best snakes in the industry, but those are the people that I would like to be able to talk about me and the stuff I'm trying to produce.
Sure.
I don't think I'm there yet. I think I have a long way to go, but I'm trying to get my name out there as best I possibly can.
Well, you have some
bringing in other snakes and other genes like Bang that other people aren't producing and throwing into different things. Like I want to produce a Holy Grail. So I brought that in this year to be able to produce that in the next year or so. I want to do Pompeii, but I want to put a twist on my Pompeii. I'm going to throw another gene in there that nobody else is doing yet.
Nice. Yeah, and if you're in a position to get a really good start into that, that's awesome. And it sounds like you are. I mean, you've got the right ingredients already going in the orange lines that you want. You've got Chris close to you to work with. You've got Kate close to you. You got a lot of people right kind of within your little network. You're going to be fine on this stuff. You're producing some really nice stuff already. Pretty impressive starting in 22 and being at that point. We took the low, slow road. we didn't have the capital to throw at things. We said, if we're going to produce stuff, we're starting here. We're going to produce all of it. And we try not to buy too much. We may buy one key ingredient and toss it into what we're already doing. Probably the wrong way as far as a business model, but to us, it's the enjoyable
I don't
route.
know if there's a
It's the
wrong
journey.
way. There's just different ways that everybody can take, and everybody has to
Right,
take the
right.
path that works best for them.
Yep.
Exactly.
We started out the same way, getting a bunch of hets and trying to do all that stuff, and then I'm impatient. I don't, that's why I bought as much as I possibly could, and that's why I'm looking for stuff that's, got the genes that I want to bring in and stuff, and going to be visual.
Yeah.
Right. And cut back on a lot of byproduct you don't want, when you go that route. So
yeah, I don't know a wholesaler. I'm sure I'll have to find one at some point in time. I've not needed it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
yeah.
There you go.
So you got all kinds of fire sitting in those tubs back there. I don't mean to put you on the spot to just pull snake after snake here, but I want to see some of that stuff. I'm sure everyone else does too. Do you mind maybe just going through a little quick tour of some of your favorites, maybe?
I mean, here's this is one of the hatchling. I'm going to bring this down a little bit now. Just my mandarin, my pastel mandarin hypo, and I know people don't like. I need to figure out how to do this with the camera. Like pastel in their mandarins or in their snakes, but I like it in mandarin. At least
so bright.
Particular.
Yeah.
Come on. Be nice to the camera. So I produced, like I said, 4 hatchlings this past year. Yeah, I'll get the female out too. And I just absolutely love them. I love what the mandarin gene looks like and what it's going to do for me.
Yeah, those definitely have their own look to it. I can see where a person would have both preferences, maybe not want that in there, but I actually kind of like that.
I do too.
That's pretty snake.
Like I said, some of the other stuff I've been working on is the black pastel. This is a black pastel leopard hypo. What was it? Yeah, black pastel leopard ghost clown.
Man, look at that thing.
That thing's cool. Wow.
And then I got another one of her, but just without the leopard.
So do you know by chance what hypo line that, or was it basically just ghost hypo tagged on both sides? It's not like orange or one of the odd ones, right?
No. It's just this one was sold to me as ghost.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's got a really odd look to it. It almost has like a blue ghost hue to it. I know there's very little of that stuff floating around, and I don't know how much of that you can see, to be honest, but it looks fantastic.
One of the other ones I got this past year, I'm going to kind of mess with, is a bongo Krypton.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So I picked
That's
that
a great
one
looking snake.
Royal Constrictor Designs.
Oh, Garrick's? Okay. Yeah, he's got a ton of bongo stuff. Right, Vance? It just had that strange blue hue to it. And could just be the camera, but it did look really odd.
Stranger Clown.
Yeah, see, just that on its own looks so nice to me. Stranger and Clown looks so good. How much stranger are you into?
I don't have a lot of stranger right now. I'd like to get more, but I'm trying to find the right ones that I want and not just buy
Sure.
anything. Nope, you're going the wrong way.
Oh, you piqued Ashley's interest with the Krypton there.
Well, I might have piqued her interest, but she was the one I was talking to about and steered me in the direction of looking for that particular snake. So I hand it to Ashley and thank Ashley for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ashley, I got a pair of these. It's a GHI Hypo, and I got these from an auction from Ashley and Kita. And when I got them in the auction, they were 66% het pied. These are the ones that got tested and proved out for 100% het pied yesterday.
Very nice.
Nice.
So I know that, Ashley and Kita specialize in hypo and dark genes. I wanted to test out a little bit of that myself.
Yeah, we had a very similar experience on another auction animal from them that tested the same way. So
Yeah.
we were super excited about that because that
I do have
opened up
another
about-
asset, but this one is not to the same level as the one I got today.
But that is gorgeous.
Yeah, this is a pastel acid and it's pos fire. But the one I got today, I mean, it's mind blowing. But I'll post a picture probably in the next day or so.
But that thing is absolutely gorgeous. That thing is amazing. I mean, talk about a pattern disruptor. Wow.
And I mentioned that I like color, but I also like, and that's why I'm trying to get, either the confusion, acid, different things, the bongo, and bring in some things that if I'm going to mix them into Mandarin or wherever I'm going to do, I'll have something to kind of mess with the patterns. All right, so this is the boy fire yellow belly spot nose clown.
Yeah, that's such a nice classic combo. I mean, that yellow belly spot nose is just meant for each other.
Still figuring out this camera here and where to hold everything.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. Maybe just up a hair. Yeah, right in there. That's
There
pretty
you
good.
go. Yeah.
But I love that head stamp on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very pretty snake. Tough to beat yellow belly spot nose and clown.
And then they got an Enchi spot nose lace clown here.
Well, we can't stand lace over here.
Head stamp. You have lace or you want lace?
No, I was just teasing. I said we can't stand that lace stuff over here. Yeah, those are so nice looking. Look at how clean
Don't let
that thing
Liz
is.
hear you say that.
No, we've got a ton of it. We love lace. We should be hatching that exact combo actually shortly here. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
All right, that one's
Pretty
shed.
stuff.
So the other pied is in shed, but and this one is actually probably in shed too. She's doesn't look nearly as good as she normally does.
And these are the
Normally the whites are
TS.
the blacker.
These were the TSK, yeah.
Correct, the TSK pieds.
Okay,
Obviously.
gotcha.
But you can see
Oh,
how
you
blue
just
her
had the
eyes
one
are.
VPI. I gotcha. Yeah, the Xanthic pieds are always going to be a favorite. It'll be one of my favorite snakes forever.
So my son is the one who's a fan of the banana. So I kind of got this one for him. And I got one other one. This is a banana mandarin.
Look at the back on that.
Yeah, that yellow is crazy.
Wow. That is
So
just
I got that one for
popping.
him, so I could get a little bit of what I wanted with a mandarin, and he could get. It doesn't. It's no fail. Every time I take him to a show, the snakes he picks out are the mandarin, and then here's a super enchy banana pet puzzle that he just picked up at the last show at Schaumburg. I didn't really want another banana, but like I said, it had het puzzle in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was something I can work with.
Absolutely.
Because I want him, he wasn't bought into this 100% at first, but I want him involved in this as much as I possibly can get him. All right. This is the other pickup that I just got at Schaumburg.
That thing is busy as heck. What all's in that clown?
This is a Confusion Spot Nose, Black Pastel, Yellow Belly Clown.
Okay. I was going to say, man, that pattern is wild.
Yep. And he is going to get paired to 2 red stripe clowns that I have.
Oh, that'll look nice. That red stripe will really square off a lot of that stuff. Almost have a puzzle look to it if it stays that busy. That neck on the side, what the heck, man? This side of that neck is just nuts.
Confusion and yellow belly, right?
Yeah. That's a gorgeous snake right there. What a powerhouse. You put that to just about anything, honestly.
If the guys are with me on that snake, when that one's ready, that'll produce a Confusion Pompeii.
Right, exactly. Yep. That's a beautiful snake. Yeah, make sure those are all slid shut. I do that all the time. Go across and bump them. Make sure nobody's sneaking out at night. Oh, okay. What do we have here? This almost looks like Scrambler.
Yep. This is the Scrambler. So this is Chris's El Diablo minus Calico.
Okay.
So Super Orange Dream, Barnhart Black Pastel, Yellow Belly, and Scrambler. This snake is all the one that's getting, I guess, all the rage for Chris and people wanting Scramblers. I mean, the blacks are just beyond black, and the oranges are.
Yeah, that thing is nuts.
It hasn't faded at all since I've gotten it.
That's the crazy part. That thing is bright.
And the stuff he has now, like, I don't know if this is super or not. There's still some debate. He said it could be, it might not be. He's not sure. But the stuff he's produced, that he's shown this week, is just beyond mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see that stuff. I imagine he's taken the examples you said, I think, to Daytona, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
He usually takes something. He usually has El Diablo, which he's not going to sell. I mean, he's the one who created that line, and he's not going to, I don't think, sell it until he is ready to move on from something bigger.
Sure.
Need to make OD Bang Scrambler, huh? That's a good idea. I like it.
What was all in this, Jamie?
In this one?
Yeah.
This was Super Orange Dream, Barnhart Black Pastel, Yellow Belly, Scrambler.
Okay. That thing is wild looking. Really like that.
Kind of, lifts the colors and the patterns on the side, and it gets spread out from front to back and becomes one pattern.
Yeah, just how far everything's pushed up from the belly line and just smooth underneath. Man, that is cool. That's very nice. Huh. Okay. Good Lord, man. You got some really nice stuff over there.
I mean, I still like his regular high intensity orange. I have, before I knew exactly what I wanted, I bought, let me get this out. His high intensity orange dream. I mean, it's still a beautiful snake, and when this one sheds, the oranges will be a lot more orange, but the blacks stay this dark black.
Yeah, jet black. Yep.
But yeah, usually this guy is a lot more orange. So I don't know if he's getting ready to go into a shed. He's not there right now because his eyes aren't blue, but
He was
Will
looking like he
says-
might be headed that way. Yeah.
Will says show the deep line.
Yep. Not sure what he means there. He says, "Show the deep line, Jamie." Do you know what
that
he's
was the
getting
deep
at?
line.
Okay.
The bright and clean line is his other line. And I can't get to that one because it's behind the computer screen right now. I can show
Okay.
another deep line though. And this is what that guy normally looks like. This is my girl.
Yeah, that's super pretty. And that's just on its own in that snake, yeah?
Yeah, and this light is kind of washing the orange out a little bit, where you can't see how orange this is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can tell. I mean, even your red line shirt isn't like as red as it could be. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. That also reminds me of the pastel lace.
right, it does have that look to it, just because we can't see the orange side of it as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks just like our pastel lace girls. That lace just turns it exactly like that. But yeah, and those blacks stay so nice.
Yep.
So, and then, as I said, let me pull out. Like, this is some of the new stuff now that I'm producing. This is the
Some hypo.
Mandarin Hypo Mojave.
Yeah, that is awesome too. How do you feel about Mojave in general with the Mandarin? I really like that actually.
It just kind of depends on the snake. I like it in this one. I like it in the parent to this one. But I have some other ones that it doesn't really do much for me. Of this clutch, I got 5 boys, and this is the only girl I got out of it. And this was the one that has the black pastel in it. Black pastel, Mandarin, hypo. So she's staying right here forever.
That is a crazy black pastel pattern.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, those alien heads were doing their own thing for sure.
Yeah. It's like
Full
line
GHI
in the
swirl.
I mentioned earlier, I have supers in incubator. This is the other clutch that I produced. Desert Ghost, Spot Nose, Leopard, Vanilla, Hypo for this one.
Yeah, that's a pretty little snake too.
I got 5 from this clutch, which I'm happy with every single one of them, and trying to figure out what to sell and what I want to keep is going to be a whole nother challenge.
Yeah, those are beautiful. Angel's ears perked up when he heard vanilla. He tuned right into that.
Oh yeah, that Will just pointed out that whole Mandarin clutch that I started to show you. That's Mojave. They're all possible right now. Het puzzle.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Okay.
Will got two of them. He got two males, and one of them proved out puzzle or het puzzle. So I'm waiting on the rest of mine to come back and figure out what I get there.
I'll tell you, that black pastel you showed out, that would not surprise me, as wonky as those alien heads were.
right.
Because those things were wild. Well, you got some really nice stuff coming there, Jamie.
Thanks. And like I said, that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on. I want to focus on a higher end snake. It will other snakes come available that are more affordable for the people who just want to get into it. Yeah, it's inevitable that it'll happen. But I want to focus my efforts on creating something that people either haven't seen yet or want to take their stuff to the next level. So that's what I'm trying to work on.
Yeah. Well, you're getting that done in spades for sure. Looks great, man. Everything you pulled out is a great example. For sure.
Working on it. Like I said, when I get that bang worked in there and trying to figure out what I want to do with that one. And like I said, I'd like to be able to bring it in here and show you. I know I got it from a reputable person, but at the same point in time, I want to keep the same standards.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Don't even consider that. Not a problem at all. But I do hear somebody's toe tapping just on the other side of the wall from me here. I think someone's ready to get you a little warmed up. Are you warm enough down there in the snake room?
Me?
Or
yeah, I got the heaters going on right next to me, so I'm ready for
You've been prepping. All right. Well, it's that time of the show where Jamie gets her moment with you. She gets to run you through the standard hot seat questions, and no reason to be nervous. She's much kinder than she looks. So I'm teasing. I tease. But right. So if you're set, we're going to shift you over. We'll do hot seat questions real quick, and we'll do a little bit of wrap up after, and we'll let people get out of here tonight. We're going actually an hour and a quarter, and it feels like a half hour. So that's a good sign. Hold on to your seat, Jamie.
I didn't realize it was that long already. So
right, exactly. It's been fun. We're gonna put you on the spot.
I felt comfortable. I enjoyed talking to you guys, so it worked out well.
Nice. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy this portion, Jamie versus Jamie. Here we go.
Fire away.
Hello. Time flies when you're having fun, yeah?
I have been having fun, so it works out.
I know you have some beautiful snakes.
Thank you.
I really like the hypo ones you showed.
I have a lot of them. So
yeah. We're gonna start getting a lot more hypo, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
As you should.
Yes. All right. Are you ready to heat up your seat?
There's only one way to find out.
Okay. Rock climbing or deep sea diving?
Rock climbing.
Picasso or Norman Rockwell?
Picasso.
Would you rather have a home on the beach or a cabin in the woods?
Cabin in the woods.
Antique furniture or modern furniture?
Probably modern.
Yes.
Wine
and what's that?
Something comfy.
Yeah. I know it's hard. Some of the older stuff is comfy, but it looks a little odd. I don't know. Wine and cheese or beer and pretzels?
Wine and cheese.
Fishing boat or luxury yacht?
Fishing boat.
Classical music or blues?
Blues.
Hot air balloon ride or helicopter tour?
Probably a hot air balloon.
That would be cool. I want to do that someday. Art gallery or history museum?
Art gallery.
Morning jog or evening walk?
Evening walk.
Golf or NASCAR?
Um,
He laughs.
let's go golf, I guess. I used to play a lot of golf. I don't play anymore. I find better uses for my time now.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
Well, I'd rather be,
Snowboarding,
but
snowboarding or downhill skiing?
skiing,
Farmer's market or grocery store?
farmer's market,
Would you rather live in a cave or in a treehouse?
treehouse,
Would you rather your only mode of transportation be horseback or rollerblades?
horseback.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
The ability to selectively read people's minds.
Right? You wouldn't
I
want to
don't want
read
to know what
everybody's.
everything people are thinking. Just selective.
Yeah, when you want to know.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a good one. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
Kind, honest, helpful.
It's perfect. What is one rule that you live by?
Um, to forgive.
Yeah.
I try to forgive people. Sometimes I give too many chances, but I always try to forgive and look for the best in people.
Yeah. I should adopt that one. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would it be?
Uh, Garfield.
Oh yes, I used to love Garfield so much.
He
And
sits around.
Odie,
I'm not a huge cat person, but he just sits around and eats lasagna all day long.
right? And picks on the dog. It was so good. And finally, what would you like to be known for?
Being a good dad.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure you are a good dad. You're juggling a lot over there.
I try my best, and every day it's my main focus is. I mean, this is all fun, and I enjoy it. Work is
Yep.
fun, and it pays the bills. But being a dad is what's probably the most rewarding thing that I go in and day out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I got for you in the hot seat.
See that
Are
one
you
that
re-
hot?
Yeah, right? I told you I was going easy on you. But you're ready to cool down. I'll let you off the hook. But as always, thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
All right, you are back in one piece. She did go easy on you.
I made it. Yeah.
Yeah, some good questions in there though. The
I thought you
horseback
were going
and
to pass.
rollerblading. What's that?
I said I thought he was going to pass on the NASCAR golf thing.
Right.
Well, I can't say I really watched NASCAR. Golf I've at least played. So
Yeah.
Sure.
now, if I had the choice to drive the NASCAR or golf, I would have probably picked drive the NASCAR because that would be fun. Because I like speed.
Agree.
Gotcha.
I could learn to like them.
Nobody heard that. Jamie's backstage saying, "Do you like left turns?"
Yeah. She's back there cracking jokes still, so we can hear her. So I apologize, guys, but she's kind of a wise ass back there. It's all good. So after the hot seat, we are going to do one for the sponsors. I'm going to just mention real quick. Vinny stopped in. He said, "Hey, stopping in to show some love. I appreciate that." Bone Daddy Serpents, great guy. Does custom cutting boards. Does the laser engraving stuff. Also is into the snakes as well. Has some nice clutches he's hatched recently. But we're just leaving him up there, just as the unofficial sponsor that said, please take me down at some point, but we're not going to allow that. We're just going to leave him up there. But we're going to run Charlie's commercial real quick too, because we really do appreciate the fact that he stepped out there and decided, hey man, I'd like to help sponsor the show too. So we'll let you cool down for just 1 minute. The commercial runs real quick and we'll be right back with you. All right, Jamie?
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. All right, so that was kind of nice, easy, gentle, and we're back. But Charlie, thank you so much. Can't say enough good about you. You guys need anything tested, anything he offers, just no hesitation, no question. Get it over to Charlie. He's going to do you right. So much appreciated. Um, Anything you would like to specifically touch on while we have you in here, Jamie? Anything we've kind of not covered that you feel like you'd like everybody to kind of be aware of, or things you got coming up? I know Daytona's right around the corner for everybody, but
Yep. I mean, if people are going to Daytona, I'm easily approachable. Come up and chat me up, and we'll talk or have a drink. I like to be sociable and meet people. I'll have my little man with me this trip, so I'll be kind of come and going as he sees fit and lets me.
right.
Otherwise, if I'm not at the show, I'm going to be poolside hanging out with him.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Definitely, yeah. So keep an eye out for you, and if we do see you, definitely we're coming up. We're saying hi. We're shaking a hand, and we're going to see the little guy too.
if anybody wants a tumbler,
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is this
Got
part of
some
a
different-
merch
yeah,
scenario you're starting?
Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of them. So if people want them, let me know. I have them in white, and if you didn't notice earlier, black.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Like I pointed out earlier to you guys, on the back I got the Instagram logo and Morphmarket, so people can just scan it. I'm also creating shirts, and the
Sweet.
business cards are getting made tonight as we speak. So I'm going to pick those up tomorrow. So if I actually meet somebody now, I'll have a card to hand out and look slightly professional.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, the stuff in the racks kind of speaks for itself. You're professional for sure. You're going about things in actually a expedited way, man. You got some great stuff for 2022 coming in and starting, man. You are full steam ahead. So
Yeah.
I'm trying. I mean, I'm not, an always evolving Python speed, but I'm going at the rate I can do, and it's comfortable for me, and being able to produce what I can handle and either sell it or find people who want it. And I've done a couple trades this year. I bought some stuff that I really love, and I've sold some stuff. So I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And should be proud of where you're at, honestly. I mean, you made leaps and bounds for that kind of time frame. So awesome stuff, man. Yeah, on that note, I mean, if you want to do a couple shout outs, we are going to bring our Jamie back out. We're going to hit on some trivia question for somebody. They can pick up their $10, put it into a t-shirt, hat, whatever. We've had some people starting to think about it and spend some of that money they've earned. So I think it's something fun for everybody, and it gives them a chance to kind of gain something just for being a loyal watcher. So
Sure. Do I get the
anyone
answer
else?
too?
What's that now?
I said, do I get a chance to answer them too?
Right. That you do next week when Bailey's comes out. So tune in.
I've tried to answer on some of the last ones, but I wasn't quick enough.
Yeah, they can be pretty tough. So yeah, let's get Jamie back out here. We'll go back to our standard setup here. We'll pop Jamie in the scene. I think she's already figured out what
Okay.
she wants to throw out there, and see
Yeah.
what we get for a trivia question this week, guys.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're all set.
Okay. How many incubators does Jamie have?
Oh, I caught this somehow. I
I
don't
think there's
normally
some-
pick stuff up.
I think there might be some chat folks with the inside info on that one.
Oh, we'll see.
Somebody, yep.
Hasn't popped up on the live yet. I see it in my phone.
Oh, we got a few coming up.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I think Eric was
You're right.
first. Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Congrats.
Congrats, Eric. You go into the log book. It's $10 in your pocket. Save it up. Do whatever you want with it. But appreciate you hanging out for the whole show and grabbing that info out of there, and everyone else here too tonight. So, yeah, we'd like to thank you again, Jamie, for coming on. I know that it's a lot of setup and stuff for you. You haven't done a ton of lives, and you weren't, super sure that everything on your side was going to work out, but it went fantastic. You did a great job. The video work perfect. I think our little bit of working out the kinks early helped. It went awesome. You were a great guest.
No,
Really appreciate
I thought it went well as well. You guys are gentle. So
it. Yeah. Yeah, we try not to beat anybody up too bad. We're saving that all up for Chris over there.
Yeah,
this
I was
evening
gonna
when he
say,
comes
wait till
on.
Chris is on.
Yeah, we'll beat him up. a
take it
little
all
bit.
on him. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. I enjoyed meeting you guys. I thank everybody for coming out. You know, Eric, Kate, Will, the people that popped in. I think I saw Redwood in here, Ashik,
Yep.
Pip Stalkers. I love
Yep.
in talking to all those people and everybody I've met. So I'm looking forward to meeting them all again, hanging out and talking snakes and talking life and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully, we'll get a chance to meet you in Daytona also.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
I
finding
stand out.
everybody.
I'm taller than most people, so
How
Yeah,
tall are you?
6'3", 6'4"?
6'4", yeah. So
Oh,
I can
wow.
stand next to
Okay.
KG and we stand out from everybody else, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely be looking for you for sure, 100%. Fred, appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you every week. But yeah, next week we got the Baileys coming on. I think it's going to just be Ashley and Bailey, but
Yep.
that's going to be a lot of fun to sit down with them and talk a little bit. We've chatted up on Instagram and they've been bopping around everywhere too. And
Yeah.
a fun family, really good family cohesion
excited.
and teamwork going on there. We see them together at the shows and stuff. It looks fun. So we're going to have a good time with it. But everybody enjoy the rest of your week. If you are going to be in Daytona, look for all of us up here. Look for Jay, look for Jamie, look for me, look for the other Jamie, and definitely say hi. We're trying to get
Yeah.
down there for that purpose. It's just to meet everybody we can, shake hands, get to meet people, have a beer, maybe sit next to the beach and drink a beer
two.
with somebody and talk
Or two.
snakes.
Or 3.
Or several. Yeah, that could happen too. But yeah, have a good remainder of your week, folks. Much appreciated, everybody that came and hang out. Jamie, hang out for just a few minutes. We're going to keep you back, and we're going to run the closing video and let people out of here to finish their week out. Thanks again, everybody.
Cool.
See everybody in Daytona if you're going. If you're not, next time. Peace out, guys. Appreciate it.